All right, let's talk about LINKSPREED. This is a company that has been moving at an absolutely incredible pace lately. It turns out their busiest quarter ever was really just setting the stage for something way, way bigger. Okay, let's dive right in.
250 plus. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. That is a massive figure no matter what you're talking about. But in the world of major tech development, a number like this in a single quarter is almost unheard of.
Yep, over 250 separate announcements, updates, partnerships, and strategic moves, all crammed into just 3 months. That's like almost 3 major things happening every single day. So, what's with the insane speed? Why do all that? Well, because it turns out all of that was just the warm-up act. The real goal here is so much bigger. They're aiming to build and define the next evolution of the internet, something they're calling Web4. So, before we get to Web4, let's just quickly look back at that wild first quarter. This wasn't just chaos, not at all. Every single one of those 250-plus announcements was a carefully placed brick in a much, much larger foundation. And when you break it down, you can really see the 3-part strategy. First, they beefed up their core infrastructure to handle massive scale. Second, they grew their community by getting people onto early testnets. And third, they built bridges, alliances, to connect the Web 2 we all use today with the decentralized future they're building. It was all about constructing the launchpad. And now, we're seeing the rocket launch. Starting right now, in Q2, LINKSPREED is ditching the old way of doing things. No more waiting around for big quarterly updates. They're introducing a whole new philosophy they call the daily innovation cycle. This really says it all, doesn't it? They are moving away from that traditional, kind of slow, planned-out quarterly model to something that is daily, responsive, and just constant. The ambition here is pretty mind-blowing. Deliver something new and valuable every single day. So what does daily actually look like? Well, it means features getting integrated in real time. It means new products can just launch on the fly. It means new grants for developers to build cool things handed out every day. And it's about this deep connection between hardware and software. It's a truly relentless pace of innovation. But all this speed, right, this constant cycle of building, it all has to be pointed at something. What is the end goal? And the answer is their vision for Web 4, which takes the conversation we've all been having about Web 3 and gives it a pretty profound twist. This table, right here, gets to the absolute heart of it. You know, Web 3 has been all about decentralization and you truly owning your own data. LINKSPREED's vision for Web 4 is positioned as the next evolution. The focus shifts from just ownership to symbiosis and intelligence. So the core idea isn't just you own your data. It's the web actively and intelligently works for you. It's a partner, not just a tool. Okay, so how in the world do you build a symbiotic web? Well, according to LINKSPREED, it all stands on 4 foundational pillars. These are the core concepts designed to completely change how we interact with technology. Pillar number 1 is autonomous intelligence. Now, the key here is that AI isn't just some app you open. It's woven into the very fabric of the network. Think of it less like a calculator on your phone and more like your body's own nervous system. It's always on, constantly optimizing things, securing your data, and improving your experience in the background, without you ever having to lift a finger. Number 2, universal interoperability. I know that sounds a bit technical, but the idea is simple. Today's internet has all these walls between apps and platforms. This pillar is about tearing them all down. Imagine if your data, your assets, your identity, all of it had a universal passport that let it move anywhere, seamlessly. The goal is an internet with 0 friction. The third pillar is all about human-centric design. Let's be honest, a lot of this decentralized tech is still way too complicated for most people. This pillar is focused on hiding all that complexity. The goal is to make using this new web feel as simple and intuitive as using your phone today. That's how you onboard the next billion users. And finally, pillar number 4. Predictive systems. Right now, the web is reactive. We type something, we click something, and it reacts. This vision is for a proactive web, a web that can, while preserving your privacy, learn and anticipate what you need. So instead of you having to search for directions to your next meeting, the web has already seen your calendar, checked the traffic, and is telling you exactly when you need to leave. And to really hammer home how serious they are about this, the leadership team put out this statement. They're calling it a change in their corporate DNA. They're committing to radical transparency and constant delivery. I mean, that's not just marketing speak. That is a bold, bold mission statement.
So we end on this question because it really gets to the core of this whole thing. This is a fundamental shift from a tool we command to a partner that assists us. So think about it. If the web really could anticipate our needs, what does that change? Well, the answer is probably everything. And that's the future LINKSPREED plans to build, one day at a time.